You might not pay them any notice, blending in amongst the parents at the playground or pushing a stroller, but this couple is also pushing the very boundaries of marriage. Martin, a research scientist, and Sierra, a writer for a popular parenting website, had been married for 9 years. They're raising 2 daughters, Rio, 7,
Pop and pop by myself.
and Serena, 4, just outside Boston. But when Sierra puts the couple's 2 daughters to bed, husband Martin heads out to enjoy a romantic evening with his lover, we will call Jay. And often when Martin comes home from work for lunch, he eats alone. That's because his wife Sierra is off at a nearby restaurant, canoodling with her lover, Aaron. People might say, what's the difference between your arrangement and adultery? Aren't you both just committing adultery?
No.
Why not?
There's no cheating.
We are committed to being an open book with each other, and it's all based on a really high degree of love and trust.
With 1 in 2 marriages ending in divorce, some couples, instead of blowing up relationships, are quietly expanding them. And they say opening up their marriage is making their relationship better. Molly, a project manager, and David, a mobile app designer, have a 6-year-old daughter, Natalie.
More information.
Once a week, Molly leaves her husband to rendezvous with her lover, Mark.
That's awesome.
Her husband, David, also has weekly liaisons with his lover.
Were you okay from the very start with this arrangement?
After we'd been dating for a few years and then we got married, it was a while before either of us really had any other lovers. When Molly first decided she wanted to date someone else, I was horrified by the idea of the 2 of them going out on a date. And then after a while, it didn't actually bother me.
And while most people wrestle with an eternal question, can one person really satisfy every need, these couples think the answer is obvious. In fact, they don't limit their open marriage to +1. It's more of a marital merry-go-round. You already know that Sierra is married to Martin, but also dates Aaron. And Martin is married to Sierra, but also dates Jay. Molly is married to David, but she also goes out with Mark. And David, who's Molly's husband, also dates Jay. Yes, the same Jay who's also romantically linked to Martin. But Martin's wife Sierra is also intimate with David's wife, Molly. And Sierra has another lover, Romy. And Romy dates Aaron, who, as we remember, is also seeing Sierra. Got that?
You do know that people probably listening to you think this is a tad kooky, right?
It's a tad kooky. It's,
You
know,
admit that?
Yeah,
They might be right.
It's
I've got
unusual.
nothing against cooking.
It works. It's hard enough to make a really good go of one relationship with one person. I mean, how on earth can you give enough to all these people so that everybody's needs are really truly being met?
It's not a one-way street. I get a lot back from this. I have a tremendous amount of love and support in my life. That is because I have all these strong relationships.
Nobody gets jealous?
The thought of Martin having sex with Jay doesn't bother me at all.
It doesn't.
No, it really doesn't.
I think I'm going to try to do that more often.
I know that when Martin is with Jay, he is happy and loved, and I want him to be having those experiences whether he's with me or with someone else.
Whoa!
It's great for the parents, but what about the kids?
So, do you guys think your family's any different from other families?
Not really.
Really?
I didn't know that we had my family had an open marriage until a few years ago.
What do you think that means?
That your parents or one of your parents is dating a different person that's not part of your family.
Rio just told me, yeah, my mommy and daddy are in an open marriage. They both date other people. Does she understand what dating means?
She understands that dating means someone is your special friend that you like to spend time with.
What do you explain to them? I mean, I know tonight you're going on a date with Jay.
Yeah. I'm grateful for us being together.
What are you going to do come dinner time?
We usually have dinner together as a family
Let's see.
and put the kids to bed. And then if one of us wants to go out to see someone else, whatever happens after 7:30 p.m. happens after 7:30 p.m.
Sometimes we just go out and have a dinner. Other times I'll have a sleepover. And I let them know that I'm having one, so if they wake up at night, They need to go to the
And wonder
bathroom
where
or something.
Daddy
They know
is.
that I'm not there, but I'll be back in the morning.
But what do they think that is, a sleepover?
Rio has a lot of sleepovers with our friends. Serena's starting to have them. So they have a sense of, friends that you really like. You like to spend time with them. So a sleepover is not a really foreign concept for them.
What about the concern that some might have that kids might confuse open marriage with promiscuity? That they might be more apt to have more sex than they should?
I have never seen a kid whose parents were in an open marriage be at all promiscuous.
What I think these kids see is lots of stable relationships with people who chose them consciously and happily.
I drew that one last year, that one this year, and that one in kindergarten.
Although still young, the children seem well adjusted.
And your face is a little bit warm.
And both married couples say having other paramours not only spices up their love lives, but forms an extended family.
Natalie! Hey!
They often pick up each other's children from school.
No, sweetie, your mom's at work.
I think my kids' lives are better for this, honestly.
How so?
My kids have every advantage that they would have if Martin and I were monogamously married. They have a stable, loving home, and on top of that, this wonderful community around them, supporting each other in raising children in a way that I don't see outside of our community as much.
But when Sierra wrote about her open marriage online, not all readers were so open-minded.
There are people out there who will think this is just weird, this is kinky, maybe even sick.
Then I'm happy you've made a different choice.
We're happy, stable, and thriving.
What's been the most hurtful or judgmental thing you've heard?
This is terrible for your children. You are ruining your children forever. That hits me where I live, right?
Nobody wants to be called a bad mother.
Saying, oh, you're a bad parent because you've chosen to structure your relationships in such and such a way. I find that hurtful.
And while some label this multi-relationship lifestyle as unsavory, they say they live a moral code of honesty and integrity.
I love you too, Daddy.
Less hedonism
I love Mommy.
and more extended family values.